Have you guys ever wondered how Casey Neistat selects his music? Check out the following clip and I'll be right back to reveal all.
Okay. Yo, what's up? My father watches YouTube because of you.
Nice. She pooped on the floor, so she's locked in the bedroom.
So in that video we see a lady stop Casey Neistat on the street to tell him that her father only watches YouTube videos because of Casey's daily vlogs. But what we don't see is the story behind the music that Casey plays next. It transpires that that music was produced by a girl from New Zealand who up until a year ago had never produced any electronic music. But she was so inspired by watching Casey's daily videos that she decided that she was going to teach herself how to make electronic music. And she's now part of a small select group of music producers from all over the world who regularly produces music for Casey's daily vlogs. Her name is Diala and here's her story. So, it's so random. I met your sister the other day while collecting this awesome backdrop that you can now see behind me. And she was like, hey, have you heard of my sister? And I was like, yes, I have actually heard of your sister.
So random, man.
It is incredible, isn't it? What a small world. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Basically, I live in New Zealand and I make music for YouTubers, including Casey Neistat, which everyone knows. Basically, if you're on YouTube,
Amazing.
you know him. Yeah, and he's actually the reason why I started making electronic music.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty random, man.
Yeah, that's incredible. So did you ever have any musical interests beforehand?
Yep, so I was in like rock bands and all that kind of thing growing up, and then I went to university and I kind of just stopped playing as much as I was, you know. So I found it quite hard to get into a band while I was studying, and then I still needed to do music though because it was like my favorite thing in life. So it was just through watching Casey on YouTube I was like, this music's really cool and I think I can make it myself, and here we are.
No way. That's incredible. So you started making music and then I gather you might have sent Casey the odd tweet.
It was actually, it was through email that I tried to contact him, and I sent him like 3 emails, and on the third one, he got back to me. And
really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's
but that was
incredible.
over like 3 months, so I'd send one a month.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to like flood him with
Overload him. Well, it's really amazing though, because it's also been my experience that if you ask a busy person to do things, you're actually much more likely to get through. It must have been an incredible experience when he did actually write back to you.
Yeah, because I'm probably his biggest fan. Like I always say that, and it's still crazy to me, like to this day, because that's how I still send him music through email. So the first time, it still feels like the first time every time he emails me back. So it's really
That's
crazy.
amazing. So how did it kind of evolve? Like what kind of technology did you use to start making the music, and how much of a learning curve was it for you, or how did that happen?
Well, I started on just a program which I'd heard of before, which was FL Studio, because I had just a Windows laptop, but now I'm on a MacBook, so I kind of evolved. But it's funny going back to my old projects on the other computer because they're really bad.
Oh, really? Okay.
And yeah, so I can kind of see my progression, and that was just kind of probably over a year now, but still.
Wow, so it's quite a short amount of time, relatively.
Yeah. So it kind of just clicked straight away, but I knew I needed to get better fast. So I was working on FL Studio for the good part of the summer, so I would sit down every day and just try and make a beat, you know, try and make it that kind of New York City vibe. And then I'd always hashtag it like notice me Neistat, and then I'd put it on Instagram. Brilliant. And all that kind of stuff. So that was Brilliant. Always the goal, to be in the vlog. And then when it happened, I was like, okay, now I need to like do this. I need to do like 3 beats a week. And I was crazy. I pretty much did that, but I was still trying to study. And now it's like evolved to like I stopped studying and I'm just making beats.
What were you studying?
I was studying design and I got my bachelor's. And then when I was doing my master's, it just wasn't quite right for me. If anyone's watching, it was there because we're on my profile. But
if your parents are
no,
watching, it's probably not a great thing to watch.
no, they know, and like because the people who really know me know that music's my passion, and I was doing design, which was a fun thing, but music's always been my thing. So I'm really grateful to like have this opportunity, and just once I caught on to it, I just haven't let go. So just
it's quite extraordinary.
Casey. Yeah.
So, like, what was the first video? Like, I'm a big fan too. What was the first video that you featured in?
It was called Prom Date, and it was just like I sampled, what are they called? I've forgotten what the song is, but it's like,
don't worry.
Dream a Little Dream. It was like that sample.
Yeah. Amazing.
So you just used that song, and I was like, oh, okay, I need to keep going.
No way.
But these days I've actually changed up my style. I don't know if you've seen heard of any of my newer songs.
Yeah, because I listened to a couple of your tunes because Ben Forsyth had used them, and I'd made a movie with Ben Forsyth, and I'd only heard through his blog or vlog, but it was actually through your sister that I realized you had a lot more work. And I literally the other evening when we were messaging, I was like just chilling out to your music, and I listened to your catalog right the way through. So it's really cool.
Really?
I definitely could hear a progression going through it. So it was really fun to do that. So I guess it's amazing. So in terms of going forward, like where do you see this going? What kind of stuff is it a case now that he's using you on a regular basis, or how does he even go about selecting music? Probably these are two separate questions. Maybe to ask the question, have you a sense of how he selects music? Does he just find a beat and work around it, or does he? I guess he probably films first and puts the music around the movie afterwards. How does he score?
I think his process is. I mean, he's got a few music producers, probably like at least 20 consistent ones that send him beats. Yeah.
Okay.
And we're all kind of, like we're all trying to get on the vlog. And so he films, I think he just films his day, and he's got an idea of what kind of, mood that the day had, or the kind of stuff he did. So if it's like a chill out vlog, he needs a chill beat. If it's kind of sad, but it's mainly sort of happy, like boom, you need some uplifting tunes. So
absolutely,
I think he's just got a whole bunch of tunes from like all of these music producers, and then he just picks through whatever, and then tries to make it so he doesn't use like my music for about 3 months on straight, because I send him a lot of music, and
really. And have you got any plans? Like, so right now, you on your page profile, you say you're a music producer for Casey Neistat from your apartment in Wellington. So do you think?
I need to update that.
How would you like? You're a little bit more than that at this stage, and I suppose things are moving quite quickly for you. But have you any kind of magic dreams? Because what you've already described for many would be a magic dream, that you went from an aspiration to a reality within what really is a very short amount of time. Where would you like to go next? Have you got any kind of mad ambitions, or how can you top this ambition?
I mean, I'm always wanting to do YouTube videos, which I mean, that's kind of just a random other thing that I could do. But in terms of music, I think I just want to really explore my style, because like you say, I've only been doing it for a short time, and you can see my progression from when I first started. So I think I've kind of almost discovered what I need to do, and I'm just really pushing it from now.
Amazing.
And I've got an EP coming out. It should be coming out this week.
Because right now, so where can we find you right now? SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes. We can actually buy. So I recommend, if anyone is listening right now or watching right now, go and buy from iTunes, because life isn't easy, and it's even more difficult if no one's paying you. And actually, on that note, have you got any other ways of selling directly? Because I guess iTunes, I'm sure, take a hefty enough commission. Are there any other ways that people can support you? Because your music is amazing. Why shouldn't we be buying it?
Oh, thanks, man.
Absolutely.
It's actually quite funny, because the way I get most exposure is by just giving away my music. Like how Casey doesn't pay me, I just give him the beats, and then that exposure is like amazing. So many different people like yourself, find me through that. I have a Patreon page, but I get paid the most from Spotify. So
Okay.
listen to me on Spotify. That's actually how I
Okay.
make a living.
Okay, so
It's
that's
crazy.
just if we have a Spotify account, and then every time we
Hmm.
listen, that you get a share of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's
that's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
it's incredible.
Uh, yeah,
It's
it really is amazing. I've had that experience recently whereby somebody in the US was asking me about some product, and
mhm.
I gave them some advice, and then he said, "Is there anything I can do for you?" And I was like, "Well, actually, if you could click on this link when you're buying the stuff that I advised you could be a good fit for you, I'll
Yeah,
make money." And suddenly I see like my Amazon account going click, 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 click. So it's a really good
yeah, yeah.
experience. It's an indirect kind of form of revenue model. But I guess going forward,
Definitely.
historically people made money out of record sales, and touring was always good for money. Now
Mhm.
for a lot of musicians, touring is where it's at. But if you're a digital producer like you are, I guess you got to think as well about alternative revenue models.
Oh, definitely. And like the fact that my main listening base is New York City and LA.
Can you see that data then from where people are within Spotify? If you got like a dashboard that gives you that
Yeah,
sense of where those people. Oh, amazing. Okay.
yeah, it's really, really helpful. It shows you all the playlists that have your music on and what's giving you the
Oh
right
wow.
streams, and yeah, it's really good. But yeah, I mean, because I actually live in Taupo now, which is in New Zealand
Okay.
as well, but yeah, it's like the middle of the North Island.
Okay.
I can't really go to New York City easily
Yeah. It's a
to
yeah.
tour
It's
because that
a
would be like the
yeah.
place to go. Because my listening base in New Zealand is just like nothing compared to the States, which is crazy because I
Really.
was talking to someone else the other day. Yeah, because normally you go like, okay, I'll get big in my country or in my town, my country, and then I'll move to like Australia and get big
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of backwards because I'm in
All
New
right.
York. Like, yeah,
You got to go like
it's just
straight to
incredible.
the center of the universe,
Yeah,
New York City.
yeah,
Amazing.
straight to
And you
the big bloody apple.
you mentioned videos as well. Like I did a little interview with Jay from Codaline. He's a bass player. I don't know if you know the Irish band Codaline, if they've penetrated the New Zealand market as well. But Jay makes a
The
lot of
big New
videos
Zealand
on the
market.
yeah, exactly. Jay makes a lot of videos. And like
Okay.
he shared a cool one. They're touring in Amsterdam at the moment, and they're in some kind of teepee. I'd say it was quite an intimate gig for them, and he shared like some literally kind of a first person like Duke Nukem, one of those computer games. It was literally like watching Jay, and he literally put down his guitar and he starts recording the crowd. It was really cool. But he makes some
Oh
really
wow.
nice little videos around Dublin as well. But I guess there's a
Oh cool.
logical progression because from my point of view, making videos, I'm always struggling to find cool music and obviously to respect artist rights. So I
Yeah.
use a lot of the music from YouTube,
Yeah.
the permission free stuff. But I would love to be able to make my music. So if you're making music, I can tell you if you if you have the intelligence to make the music, you'll have absolutely no problem sticking videos together. And you've got an incredible visual playground right there on your doorstep as well. Real
Yeah. I
Lord of the
mean,
Rings territory. It's an incredible landscape.
yeah. New Zealand's beautiful, especially the town that I live in at the moment. It's where I grew up as well, so I know it.
Oh,
And it's
nice.
the lake is right there. We've got a huge lake, snowy mountains, and then like a big green mountain as
Oh,
well.
really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, New Zealand's beautiful. I should be doing
Amazing.
videos.
Yeah, it's mad though. Like I think, you call it really well that, sometimes you can be in one market and because of the internet be super successful in another market, but nearly afraid to do anything in your own backyard. It's a funny kind of it's a funny way to think. Now I'm speaking for myself. Not that I'm super successful, but it's quite a challenging thing to share something you've created because like every time I press that upload button, I'm like, oh, how are people going to react to things?
Yeah,
So
and I mean, the internet can be so like humbling in a way,
yeah,
but they
yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
can be quite harsh. So
Absolutely.
yeah, but then it comes down to like if you're happy with what you're putting out, then that's the only thing that matters, really.
Yeah, you just got to back yourself. It's fairly
Yeah,
solid advice for people. Look,
yeah.
this is amazing. A real honor to meet you. I can't believe we met via your sister in the Metro Cafe, who's living with Ben, whom we did like a viral video. I don't know if you ever saw that video, the curious incident of the White Moose Cafe.
Yeah. It's just, it's insane, eh? Like,
Yeah. It's so random, so random. But it's so awesome at the same time. It's incredible. It's really, and even this technology, even though we're with a few false starts, not helped by me confusing what day it was. But it's incredible that we can share stories like this. So I'm hoping, because I can see, I'm just looking down, I have a recorder. So I'm hoping that the audio came through on the recorder. So on that note,
cool.
I'm going to say, look, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you virtually like this. I really look forward to keeping in touch, and hopefully, with your permission, featuring your music in some of my videos over the next couple of months.
Of course. Yeah, for
Amazing.
sure. Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Love it.
Okay, thanks, Richard.
I'm going to jump behind the camera, and it's going to be real confusing for 2 seconds, and I'll probably knock something over, but I got to say goodbye now. So goodbye. Thanks so much, and we'll chat soon. Okay, awesome.
All right. Bye.